People are saying that JK recently has been snapped and captured inside his home by a stalker. We also have people talking about him kissing someone after what appeared to be a date, and then we have Dispatch posting a lot of photos and videos. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Disci. Let's get into it. People were very surprised when Dispatch posted a video of Jin coming into Incheon Airport to leave to go to New York. It's exciting to know that he has some activities here in New York. That's where I'm from, and so I'm excited to potentially even go meet him, or maybe even scour the streets to see if I can find him. There was a 5-minute video that was posted, and it showed him coming out of his car to go into the airport, and people thought he absolutely looked fantastic. I will say the lighting was definitely in his favor that day. I personally don't like the lighting when it's super sunny out. I also obviously don't like the lighting when it's super dark, but when it's cloudy, your overhead lighting is probably the best, and it makes your skin look glowy, and it just has a really good color. It just looks fantastic, and Jin was blessed with that day. The video doesn't have English subs yet, the Dispatch interview, but from what I gather, what was happening was the interviewer asked Jin about his schedule and was talking about how everything lined up perfectly. So apparently he was doing something right before this, and then the timing just lined up. I always love to see these types of interviews, and people talk to Jin and talk to any of the BTS members, because you can really tell that they are all excited to be there, the interviewers. And it's not just that they are reporters that just happen to be there, or that they feel like they're doing their job, but they feel honored to be in the presence of a celebrity. Now, what I will say about the flashes, the camera flashes, is absolutely crazy. I could not believe how many flashes were going on. And if I was Jin or any celebrity really, I probably would be blind. My eyesight is already really bad, and I'm already really sensitive to light. So even when I've done things where a bunch of photographers are taking pictures using the flash, by the end of it, my eyes are screaming. And obviously, when I do something, there's not going to be flashes like what Jin gets. So I commend him for having really strong eyes. It seems like the interviewers were taking turns asking questions, which was so nice. So it was like a revolving situation. One person gets a few of their questions, the next person comes in, and people are so considerate. This doesn't seem like a full event where there are like hundreds of reporters there and fans there, but it seemed like one where maybe there were like 5 or 6 reporters, and each of them had the opportunity to chat with Jin. And in my personal opinion, these types of interactions with the media are a lot more manageable. And I can see that there likely would be a trend going forward to promote more events like this, because this would get that coverage that they wanted anyway, and it would be less stressful for the artist. But also, if they get the ability to ask questions to the artist, those videos can blow up more than pictures. The reporters were asking about all of the things that he has done recently. I think one of the things that they said, which was very interesting, was when has he been home? Has he been able to actually find time to actually go home? And interestingly enough, I don't think he actually answered this question. I think he just kind of remained silent about that, but I can imagine that he probably hasn't been home for a very long time. For a lot of celebrities living out of a suitcase and living in hotel rooms, those hotel rooms can feel more like their home than their actual home, which I think is, of course, very interesting, right? The one concern I had in my head was just how they get their skincare or their skin regimen done without being at home. And on days or weeks where I'm traveling or living out of a suitcase, my skin starts to get worse even though I'm using the same products. And a lot of that could be because I'm not sleeping and those things while I'm traveling, but I feel like it's also due to not being able to take a bath or do a hot steam facial or do a face mask and those sorts of things. But obviously a celebrity would not have that issue because they could just go to the nearest spa and have that done if they needed to. However, traveling also has a lot of risks too, because if someone even sees you out and about, they can hide around and just kind of follow you to where you're staying. Sometimes a hotel or Airbnb or wherever you're staying at can be accessible for stalkers, especially if you're on the first floor or even the second floor where a tree could reach, right? Because this is not something that someone might be against doing. There was a clip that came out a while ago. This was before JK finished his alleged mansion and he was still living in a luxury apartment unit. A lot of people said that they broke into his apartment or they had stuff delivered to his specific unit. And I had no idea which unit he was on, right? And I don't really want to know either. And I assume he was not on the first or second floor because a lot of luxury apartment units don't have a second floor. Their first floor or their first residential floors are going to be like technically the 5th or 6th floor. And this is done because they want to make sure that no matter what room you rent, you're going to have some sort of view. So there is really no first floor. And so they level it with the lobby, and the next floor is going to be the co-working space, and then the pool, and then just like the party area, and then it goes into the actual residential luxury apartment units. Now, given how high the technical first floor would be. I doubt a tree is going to be able to get you any sort of view. So my assumption when this clip that was circulating a while ago in which we see JK in it, or someone that looks like JK, it probably happened while he was traveling, if this was JK at all. Initially, the image and video we all saw was really blurry and people couldn't verify where it came from. The video is going viral again, but this time it's much clearer and it's really good quality. So a lot of people are like, wait, hold on, this actually looks like him. Like, it really does. I can't deny that it looks like him, but literally anyone can look like him, right? So that's also true. Even though the quality is really good, we can't see the detailing on his arms and we can't actually see the real tattoos. And so a lot of people have sleeve tattoos and he has really long hair, which lines up to the time in which he had really long hair. But these are all qualities that anyone can have. Some people were also mentioning that it appeared Bam, his dog, was also in there, which would verify him being him. But again, I don't fully know because I don't know how plausible getting a clip like this would even be. Now, assuming that it's real and assuming that there is actually a real stalker here, as it looks like this person not only knows where JK lives, but knows how to peer into that specific unit, then that is a big concern. I hope the label or any authorities can take legal action on this because actually stalking someone is against the law in Korea, so they can see this clip and the authorities, they can arrest someone. However, while I'm a little unsure about that specific clip, there definitely is another clip that's circulating, but I'm very certain about that clip. The clip shows two people coming out of a car, it shows two people kissing, and then it shows a bunch of romantic things happening between two people. Now, in any of these videos and clips that is seen in this compilation, we don't see any faces. We don't know who the girl is, we don't know who the alleged guy is. People are saying that it's JK, like that's how the videos are being labeled as, and other people are saying that if it was JK, it would be strange because he's in the military right now, and the videos make it appear like his hair is much longer. However, this video could have happened before he went to the military, right? So that's not necessarily hard evidence in my opinion. However, since we can't actually see any faces here, and there's no markers telling us who these people are, it's quite clear that this is not JK and a mystery woman. And I can't really prove this, but I swear I've seen a clip in the video where they're kissing on the staircase in this compilation video, to be used in other fandoms, and it's like part of a movie, like it's a scene from a K-drama that people picked apart and put into this compilation. And again, I can't 100% confirm this because I don't know which K-drama it's from, but I do remember seeing it from that, and if you pause the video and really look at it, in my opinion, it looks more like V than it does like JK. So the assumption that it's JK is also very strange to me. But of course, I want to emphasize, I don't think it's any of these people. But I think my belief that it's not any of these people makes a lot of sense. Some people are saying that they don't believe it because they don't want to believe it. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, well, around that time JK is with V. Well, that could definitely be possible, and I'm sure all the members do hang out with each other quite often. We don't know when this clip was taken and there's no date on it anywhere. So when I read these comments of people trying to debunk it but saying that, it looks more like people who are just big shippers just coming out to say anything that they can to deny the claim, rather than them just taking a moment to think about the fact that this likely isn't true and debunk it from a more logistical standpoint. And the moment you include shipping into a comment, in my personal opinion, I don't really believe you anymore, because there's already a motive as to why you would deny the dating claim. And obviously denying the dating claim isn't a bad thing. That's just what I do here all the time. But when people see that it's coming from someone who is obsessed with shipping, like that's a motive. And so when they say that two people are not together, there's a motive to that. And it actually makes it less credible. And the one thing about a lot of these really intense shippers, like the ones who send death threats and the ones who have a problem, is that they can't stop mentioning shipping in every comment. Like every comment about JK would be about who they believe he's sleeping with in the group. Like that's crazy to me. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos, linked down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.